Good morning. I am back to do some more element readings and see how this goes. All right, so per usual, I'm going to start off with the earth signs and go from there. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm going to do some readings. I'm going to record for earth first, and then we'll see what happens from there. But I want to see what I can tune in and pick up for earth signs, which are Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn. So if you are any of those signs, this should resonate now or later on. I predict out, so sometimes you can go to my YouTube channel and watch videos from 2 years ago and they'll make sense now. I don't really need any tools, so let's see what I can get. All right, earth signs. Earth signs, a promise is going to be kept to you. A promise from the divine is going to be kept. I feel like some of you feel like you're being swallowed up by emotions. Some of you, I feel like the betrayal or backstabbing that you may have experienced, it may have lightened up a little bit, but it still hasn't resolved. I'm hearing you're frustrated. But I also heard that the surprise that you have coming that's on the horizon is gonna, well, then, is what are they saying? Uh, Make up for what you've been through. Like it's gonna be well worth the wait. What you went through was horrific, but undeserved and unprovoked and unwarranted. And you've been waiting for a long time for justice, even peace. And it's taking forever. And even though what you went through was traumatic, your guides are saying that the results of this is going to be well worth the wait. So try to remain in your sovereignty. Try to remain patient. It's going to be worth the wait. Oh boy, some people, they're in really big shit. There's some people that are in a lot of trouble. My guides are saying they had no idea who they were coming for. They're learning. They're learning. They're starting to learn the severity of what they did and the consequences that they face. They're starting to learn. They're starting to get a hint. I mean, and my guides are saying it's about damn time. It's almost like before they were refusing to listen to reason. They were refusing to see things from the perspective that you were trying to get them to see them from. They did not want to believe that you were right. They didn't want to believe you were right because in their mind, there's no way that a single human on this planet would be able to have so much protection or sovereignty or whatever from the angelic realm. And it's really because as much as they want to pretend that they are connected to source in the divine, they're really not. They don't know what it feels like to have an actual solid connection with the divine. You do. You do, and you know what you're talking about. And so they wanted you to seem crazy when you were talking about your connection to the spirit realm. They wanted you to appear crazy, and they made it seem like it was really no big deal, that everybody is connected to the spirit realm. Of course, what makes you so special? That was in their mind. That's how they were kind of like looking at it. And well, your guides are going to let them know and let them see firsthand exactly what you were talking about. Because these people that were making fun of your connection to the spirit realm don't have a connection to the spirit realm. They may feel like they are some of them will even say that they're chosen, but they haven't done any work at all in spirituality. Or even if they read a couple texts or seen a couple perspectives, it doesn't make them chosen. Do you know what I mean? And so I feel like, why do you keep saying who, me? I'm reading for earth signs right now. If you're an earth sign and this has been your experience, then maybe, I don't know. Unless you're one of the people that were going against an earth sign, that depends. It depends, So, I don't know. But, I mean, when you're chosen, you don't have to announce that you are chosen. I mean, if it comes up in conversation and you know this as a fact and it's just mentioned, then it's just mentioned. But almost guaranteed that if you have a group of people that really want to take you down. Life is not easy or simple or kind at all to people who are chosen. It's just not. And it may seem unfair, but it's really the divine's way of putting you through its own personal boot camp. It's emotional training, so to speak, because you need to build the endurance. You need to build the strength, the emotional strength, the mental strength, the physical strength of everything that you're going to endure. When you are a foot soldier for God, when you are a foot soldier to the divine and your job is to deliver information to the masses, you're going to have a lot of people that come up against you because in their mind, they can't see how it's possible. And so they're going to challenge it and they're going to put you in positions that are unfair, that are unbalanced, that are designed to go against you completely and to make you look like a fool. But God's promise in this season is that He's going to remove the masks of the hidden enemies. He's going to show their true character, what you've been through, first and foremost, what you've been through. I want to say you're going to be vindicated for sure. But what you've been through wasn't for nothing. You will be rewarded. The divine is saying that they're keeping their promise to you, even though it seems like it's taking a really long time to do so. They're saying that the long game was necessary in this situation to get the other side, your enemy, so to speak, trapped into their own trap, like to get them caught up in their own trap. Because I feel like people were deliberately trying to expose you while they were keeping themselves hidden. And really, there was nothing about you that needed to be exposed because everything about you was out in the open for people to see. You weren't hiding anything. The people that were trying to debunk whatever was going on in your life are the ones that actually have something that they're afraid of being exposed. And so it was like they were trying to spin this narrative about you under this false pretense. And and I feel like whoever started this and gathered like a bunch of people, they just had this personal vendetta against you. So they were already creating a bunch of lies and then calling themselves chosen. They were already doing a bunch of corrupt things and then calling themselves chosen, and then talking about how you're not chosen when you've really just been in the background trying to heal, trying to build your own life, trying to save your own character, and then feeling devastated in a way because you feel like even your spirit team abandoned you, and they didn't. Thank you, my love. And they did not abandon you. And so I feel like the divine is saying to be patient. This heartache isn't for naught. The what felt like torture was really strength building for you. And I personally understand this. I have a moon sign that's a Taurus. I'm a Libra. I'm an air sign, but my moon is Taurus, so I can relate. But it's all going to come to I'm hearing legal repercussions. So for some of you, whoever came against you, they're facing some serious legal repercussions very soon. If not right now, very soon. Some of them are going to try to run. Some of them are going to try to dip out on the law. Some of them are going to still hold this same story, the same narrative. And some of them don't even want to be seen by the public because of the embarrassment that they're going to feel based off of the lies that they spread and that they were completely wrong. And those people, the ones that are going to be dealing with that, unfortunately, it's because for some reason it was so easy to get them hooked into the claws of somebody else that was gunning for you, you know. And so because they were able to do that so easily, this person or people also need to receive karma, because they can't just get away with being ignorant. Because if they would have done their research and they would have at least seen both sides purposely, both sides of a situation, it would have been obvious to them that you were innocent in this. But they bothered not to do that because for some reason they had a personal issue with you and they wanted you to pay for it. And you didn't even do anything to that person. You may have stuck up for yourself. You may have defended yourself from any sort of heartache against them, but you didn't gun after them. You weren't trying to destroy them. These people were deliberately trying to destroy you and strip you of everything: your dignity, your pride, your stability, your finances, your relationships with other people. They literally wanted to bury you in the dirt. Some of them literally, some of them figuratively. Either way, they're not going to get away with it. And it's just taking a long time. It's taking a really long time because it's serving two purposes. One, it's building you up. It's building you up. You're going to come out of this so clean. You're going to come out of this looking like you just stepped out of like a brand new expensive vehicle off the car lot. Like you're really gonna step out looking pristine, brand new. You're gonna be rejuvenated. You're gonna be refreshed. Everything that you lost is gonna come back in one way or another. Yeah, you're going to experience a lot of people coming to you now, and be careful with that, because some of them are just trying to lessen the blow of their own karma from their own backlash from making real bad choices. You're going to see a lot of people coming out of the woodwork is also what I'm hearing. People that you almost begged to come out of the woodwork to have your back when you were fighting this alone. Now you're going to start to see them coming out of the woodwork, crying to God, begging for mercy, asking for help because they were so wrong and they know that they have karma coming. Yeah, they know it. They feel it coming. They know it's coming. Some of them were seriously manipulated to believe the lies that were told about you, but they still hold the weight of responsibility because they didn't do the right thing with whatever it was that they heard. So they're not innocent in this, because there's a part of them that wanted to see this through, to see the other side of it. How wrong were they, or how right were they? It's almost like if you have a gift, you know, if you're able to see into situations that you've been hidden from and you're able to put pieces together, it's almost like even these people who are calling themselves innocent were dipping their toes in the water to see if they could too, to see if they also could do the same thing and predict what could happen or what could come of the situation. And even if some of them had the ability to be able to predict, the divine was purposely leading them astray, because they didn't want it's kind of funny. So the divine was leading them astray However, the way that the divine was doing it was still allowing these people to feel like they had the upper hand and that their predictions were accurate, when in reality they weren't. The divine was actually sending them false information to but it was false. It was false because it was right. There was no accuracy in it. However, the way that the divine delivered it, they did it with such like an open end that these people were able to sort of twist the information to make it fit their narrative, to make it appear that they were accurate, and they really weren't. And that's going to be part of the tearing off the Band-Aid when all of this comes to the surface. Not only are they going to see that they were wrong, but they're going to see how they were even duped by the divine who had your back the entire time. They're going to feel betrayed by the divine, and the divine doesn't care because the divine is looking at it like, well, what did you think was going to happen? You used us as your crutch to do one of our actual chosen ones really dirty, or anointed ones incredibly dirty. And even if you're not chosen or anointed per se, you were still loved deeply by the divine and did not deserve what these people decided you deserved before they decided to play God in your life. And so everybody involved there's consequences that everybody's going to have to face. There's even, and I'm being told this, there's even some earth signs, and I want to say Virgo specifically, that knew the truth and didn't want to be involved, but could have at least gave somebody some information that would have helped them, whether it's another fellow earth sign. So if you're an earth sign and you're experiencing this, you may even have an earth sign friend that kept quiet in the background and knew everything that was going on. And it's not that they wanted to see you going through this. They just didn't want to get involved in the drama of it. But because of the seriousness behind this, they're still being held accountable on to some extent, because they could have lent a hand to help you out of this, or at least gave you a foot up or something to help protect you. But they were so busy protecting their own image or their own whatever that they didn't help you. And that was wrong. In the divine's mind, that was absolutely wrong. They could have helped you, and instead they sat in the background feeling bad for you, but watching you suffer and suffer through something so intense and so big that it's incomparable to anything you've ever been through in your entire life. This is absolutely the biggest betrayal you have ever faced. And the spirit realm is so disgusted. They are pissed, even at the people who knew better and didn't directly have a hand in it. But if they knew and they did nothing to help you and sat back and watched, they're also on the chopping block. They're also on the chopping block. In their mind, they don't see the fairness in it, because in their mind, they're looking at it like, well, I was just minding my business. You know, it sounds nice and easy on the surface. So anybody else that's not involved were to come in, they could, look at them like, yeah, I understand. I probably wouldn't have wanted to get involved either. But the depth of the betrayal and the weight of what this holds, there is no excuse, even if you wanted to just keep your hands clean. It's almost like a person seeing a child be abused. Now imagine witnessing a child being abused it's the most horrific scene you could see. But you got a lot going on in your life, and life's going really smooth for you. So you're just going to skim past it like it never even happened, because, well, to go and do the right thing would mean that you would have more added to your plate that you just don't want to deal with. You don't agree with the abuse, but I don't want to get involved. It's not mine. It's to that extent. It's like that. It's like that. And that's the way the divine is looking at it. Like, how could you watch your fellow neighbor, somebody you say you care about, go through this and not help? So there's real karma for these people too. Some people are definitely, some of these type people, the ones that were witnessing in the background and did nothing. Even these people may start to come forward now that they see that their karma is starting to play out. Even some of these people are starting to come forward now in the hopes of kind of like, lessening the blow of the karma. But I also feel like you earth signs were damn near begging people for help and nobody helped you. So it doesn't matter if they come in now with the best intentions. It does not matter. They still have karma that they're going to have to endure through, because everything that you had to endure, you did it alone, and you did it with no help other than the divine. The divine was your best friend. You had nobody. Legit nobody. Now, I'm not saying you didn't have friends that you couldn't talk to about it, but these particular friends have no play in the game and they know nothing at all. And they had to even strengthen their endurance with you because, and their loyalty to you, because this scandal is what it is a scandal behind your back was so intricate and so deep that even your own people had a hard time believing what you were going through, because that's how deep this was. So there really wasn't anything they could do, but when they see the truth be revealed, they're going to have a heightened sense of protection and empathy for what you went through. So you really did have to go through it literally alone, even though you had people that wanted to support you. They just didn't have the facts. They didn't have the details. And honestly, for a while, you were coming up looking absolutely insane. And you weren't. It wasn't in your head. It was just cruel. And you didn't deserve it. It was foul. Thank you so much. Oh, I hope that doesn't disrupt the connection. Yeah. All right, let me do this. Is the sound back to normal? I hope so. Sorry about that. My car shut off. It saves its own battery. Thank you so much. Okay, so now that I've gotten that out of the way, take a deep breath. Know that this long game, it's long, but the payoff will be well worth the wait. And the payoff may not be anything tangible. It's just having a clean slate and your name being cleared and people seeing the truth, and that the humiliation that you went through was so unnecessary. These people are going to be humiliated like hell. Oh, they're going to be so humiliated. They're going to lose a lot of respect. They're going to lose a lot of friends. They're going to lose a lot of people. And it's not just because of what they did to you. It's the extent that they went to and the depth and how far they were willing to go to attack an innocent person based off of lies and a lack of information shows a real lack of integrity. And the people that they had around them are going to start looking at them differently and questioning all their motives and start going back in their mental Rolodex and wondering, have I ever been in something maybe not so deep or devious with this person, but have I ever been caught up in their bullshit? And there's going to be people that want no part of it because it's just not who they are. And if they'd have known from get-go that this person had the capability or the ability to stoop so low, they never would have even been their friend in the first place. This is really going to scream loudly about these people's character. And they're going to lose a lot of opportunities moving forward because of it. So just remain grounded and try to remain positive through this, because I feel like the reason why I came up here, I'm going on about this, I know. I usually don't go this long with one element, but, I came up because I have been sitting in this since probably about 5:30 this morning. I'm just now going live with this because the energy was bombarding me so intensely. So I think these people are just now starting to experience this. And if this is happening with you, where you're feeling the energy pick up and bombard you intensely, It's because you're feeling the weight of what's going on with them internally. They're keeping, they're trying to hold their composure and keep a straight face through this in the hopes that, they can lessen the blow, like I said, but the mask is falling and you're feeling the weight of what it is that they're carrying because they're about to blow. They can't keep it contained much longer. The weight of it is too heavy. It's too heavy. So, they're either going to stop popping off on people because they can't contain their own emotions. They're either going to have outbursts crying because of it. They're going to make reckless decisions, you name it. Some of them may just start spouting out at the mouth and just telling everything. There's a whole lot that's going to be uncovered that you're going to discover in all of this. And some of it is going to be incredibly painful because some of it you may have had an idea that was going on, and you're going to be confirmed, but there's going to be a lot of stuff that you didn't know that is going to be equally painful or more painful than what you even thought. And so the divine is really standing by to support you in this. And when this does come to the surface, you're going to have more support than you did. The problem is because the support was so lacking before, the support that's coming in, you're going to have your guard up. You're going to have your guard up, rightfully so. So it's going to take you a while to adjust to the all of a sudden new loyalty from people. That's going to be new for you. And you're going to wonder why. Why now? Why are you loyal now? Because you got called out by God himself, and then now everybody in the world knows, or, it's like you're going to question these things. And so be patient with yourself. Try to be patient with the people that are coming to you and use your discernment because you will have people coming to you. You will. I don't know when, but they will start. They will. Their own guilt is eating at them. Some of them are even suicidal because of the depth of the guilt that they feel. And it's unfortunate they couldn't see further into this when it started because they could have avoided all of this. And it's sad. It's really sad. It's really heartbreaking. But so fate would have it, right? All right. Let me move on to air signs now, okay? So air signs are Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. Let's see what's going on with these guys. I heard stupid is as stupid does. Stupid is as stupid does is what I heard. And I heard there's a movie that I heard this in. I'm a professional. Like the guy kept saying, I'm a professional. And then finally somebody, he was saying that to somebody or going to, and the person was like, yeah, I know, you're a professional. So it's almost like whatever you're dealing with or whatever air signs are going through, I don't know if it's air signs that are feeling this way or if somebody is acting like that they know what they're doing around you. It's something like that. Hang on. It's kind of funny. I'm a professional. I know what I'm talking about. You may have some arrogant people around you, I think, air signs. Yeah, you might have some arrogant people around you. Swear up and down they know what they're doing, and really they don't. But they want it to appear like they know what they're doing. What a pretty dog. They want it to appear that they know what they're doing. I keep hearing it. I'm a professional. Like somebody is getting offended that their character or their choices is being questioned. Somebody is getting really offended by that. And they're looking at themselves like, are you questioning me? Me? Of all people? Me? The arrogance and the entitlement attached to this energy is just kind of repulsive. Air signs, I can see you looking at somebody with just complete disdain. Like their energy is putrid. Oh God, what a word. But you're looking at somebody like, ugh. I think you're looking at somebody like you never ever in your life want to be seen with them again. Not in private, not in public. You don't want to be associated with these people at all, whoever it is or they are. You just don't want any association. Some of you, it could be family. Some of you, it could be your own offspring. Some of you, it could be friends that you thought were close to the family. These are close ties. Whatever this is, these are close ties. So whatever the relationship is, this could be blood related or not. Either way, these are close ties that some of you are looking at like you want nothing, absolutely nothing to do with them. And there's almost a sense of embarrassment that you're even affiliated in some way because of what they've done. And in my case, I know this to be true, but in your case, you may be able to relate this to the earth sign reading. So some of you air signs are also dealing with earth signs and vice versa. I'm hearing a battle of wit. There is no battle. It's almost like somebody's trying to battle your intelligence and they couldn't even hold a candle to you, but still they're trying to battle your intelligence, as my guides are saying, as if they could. There is no battle. It should have never even been a battle in the first place. Whoever's trying to come up against you intellectually has zero intelligence. I really want to say that. And I'm not out here trying to call people stupid. I'm just listening to what the divine has to say. Maybe in their group of people that they actually are a vibrational match to, maybe with that group of people, they're more intelligent. They're the brains of the operation. But when you remove them from their group of people and they get into your atmosphere, there is no comparison, and why they're trying to is humiliating and ultimately for them. There's no comparison. Don't compete where you don't compare, and that's what's happening, air signs. People are competing where they absolutely don't compare, and they're getting offended that they can't compare, and they're still trying to push the narrative that they can't, and they want to prove that they can. It's almost like, I'm smart too. I'm smart too. My guides are funny, but that's how they're carrying it, and that's how they're carrying you. But they look foolish, and I can see the spirit team in the background laughing. The spirit realm is laughing. They're laughing at these people, and it's like they're laughing at them not because they're bullies. They're not, but I mean these same people were laughing at you and trying to call you stupid, and they really didn't know what they were talking about at all. And I feel like the reason why they didn't know what they were talking about, because some of these people really are intelligent, okay? They really are. And maybe under different circumstances would be able to hold a nice, healthy debate with you and maintain the same level of intelligence. But whoever this is that's doing this, they don't have information. That's what's making them less intelligent, because how can you possibly argue something that you don't have all the facts on? How can you do that? If you don't have all the facts, how could you possibly argue in the defense of somebody else that doesn't even have the facts? You don't even have all the facts. You went in blindly to defend somebody and don't have all the facts, but insist that you're right and willing to go headstrong, bang heads with somebody that does have all the facts. It's really a dummy mission. It's a dummy mission. And so, air signs, it's either you or you know somebody that you're going to witness their dummy mission fail. And I feel like you warned them. I feel like you warned them, and you warned them to try to save them from their own dummy mission. You warned them, and they did not want to listen. They knew better, right? They knew better. Of course they knew better. This is why they went up against you in the first place. God, the arrogance is incredible. Boy, I'm seeing whoever this is tucking their tail between their legs, walking this walk of shame and then lifting up a boulder, going under it, sliding under it, and laying it down on top of them. Like they want to go hide under a rock now. These people or this person, the level of humiliation that they're going to feel is visceral. They're going to really feel it to an intensity that they're going to be afraid that people on the outside of them can see it without them saying a word. That's how intense it's going to be for them. But they were warned multiple times. You tried to warn them. You tried to tell them. They didn't know what the hell they were talking about, what they were doing, and the decisions that they were making was going to be their demise. And what's sad is you really, truly cared about the person that you were trying to protect from their own demise that was coming up against you, and really had no business doing that. Because I feel like if they didn't do that, you and this person could have been like this, but they chose the latter for whatever stupid chip they had on their shoulder, because that's all it was a chip. They turned this chip on their shoulder into a heavy ass weight that they now are having a hard time carrying the burden of. But my guides are saying that this is a lesson for them to use their own discernment, make their own choices, think for themselves, and stop listening to the gossip and rumors of others just to fit in. Because that's all this was. It was about fitting in, being popular, the popular vote. What are the majority of people saying? Not what's right and what's wrong. What are the majority saying? Well, since the majority are on this bandwagon, it's them that have to be right. How could this one solo person be right when all of these people are saying something against them? Because you didn't use your own discernment and you knew that person better, and you just decided to not have their back. And so air signs, this is what you're dealing with, but it's coming to a head. Boy, you're going to come out feeling empowered, proud of yourself for not folding on your own integrity and your own morals. It's been a long battle. It's been a long road. It's been a very long road for you. But because you stood in your integrity and you stood in your truth, you're going to be rewarded in some way at the end of this. May not be anything tangible, but just gaining the respect of the people that should have respected you in the first place. You don't even have to like them, but their respect is important, because as long as they're respecting you, they're not crossing your boundaries. And at the very least, you've earned that. You've earned peace in your life. At the very least, you've earned peace. So you'll have that regardless of anything else that you may be gifted with. You're at the very least going to get peace. And I think air signs, that's all you really truly want. Anything that's attached to that may be gifted to you is just a bonus. It's not what you're looking for. You're looking for peace, and you're going to get it. And if you're an air sign that was part of the chaos, then you're going to be able to witness the peace that other people are gaining based off of your lack of integrity. So it really depends on what air sign you are and how you fit into this. But the divine, they're coming for necks this season. Oh, they're coming for necks. They're stepping on necks. Oh, they're stepping on necks. They are. They are. So this isn't as long as Earth. For some reason, the Earth sign videos have been really intense and way longer than the other ones. And I think it's because the intensity of what Earth signs went through, they need this support from the divine. So the other elements, readings, messages seem like short, to the point, sweet. So I did do Earth signs. It's going to take a while for this video to render once the live is over. But once it is, I will upload it to my YouTube page. So, and when I do that, I'll also timestamp underneath the video in the description section, where you can click on the blue link and it'll jump you right to the element that you relate to. So it might take an hour or two, but my YouTube channel is Kim's Butterfly Effect. you'll see my face and wearing like a red bandana on that channel. And if you guys would go over there, because this happened to me, these people were shadow banning me and it was just insane. And so I've had a lot of decline in my YouTube channel. You know, years ago, my YouTube channel was thriving. It was really thriving. I would get like 30 or more thousand views to a single video. And then I lost my mom in 2019. And then in 2020, I lost my dad. And in between those things happening, I was held up at gunpoint. My daughter was stabbed nearly to death. And I went through a lot. And I needed to take time to myself. But then when I recovered and I was ready to go back on YouTube, I was faced with the betrayal that I'm actually picking up on. And me doing these readings are actually what saved my life, because the people that betrayed me were actually trying to take me out, but my reading saved my own life. But in the background, they've been trying to shadow ban me. And so I really needed the support of people to like go to my YouTube channel, subscribe, like the videos, hype the videos, comment in the comment section. And it's been really hard to get that support because I've been shadow banned and I really didn't deserve what I went through. But I had no choice but to move forward. So now, because I had to sit down in the background, I decided to try to do something more productive, which would counter everything that they said about me, which is now I'm writing the autobiography on my life and everything that I've been through since birth. And I'm 50 years old now. And so I'm writing this autobiography that I've been wanting to write for years. And I also went back to school and I'm going to get my doctorate in philosophy, in metaphysical philosophy, which will, and there's nothing that these people can say about that or interfere with. They can't stop me from writing my book, and they can't stop me from going to school and finishing my degree. And all these things I put on the back burner for the very people that I loved, and the very people that I loved are the very people that did this to me. So yeah, so I need the support. It would be great. It's been like this slow drip of getting myself out of something I never deserved to be in the first place. And this morning I just had this like really deep cry, and which also motivated me to go live here and read for y'all too, because I can relate to the messages personally, and it was so incredibly heavy. And but I'm also a foot soldier just like y'all, pushing through this and standing my ground, and I refuse to allow these people to put me under, to push their own agenda. I didn't deserve it, and I refuse to allow it to happen, even if that means they take me out. I just refuse to fold. I won't do it. They traveled out of the country to attack me, where they paid a voodoo high priestess to do spell work on me, which ultimately caused a car accident, and then 2 weeks later another accident where I broke 2 ribs, and it was just incredibly heartbreaking. So I am going to make it. There's no, failure's not an option. Failure's not an option, not in my mind. And so, yeah, I just refuse to allow it. So the support is obviously, the support is, it's deserved. I deserve it. At the very least, I deserve it, you know? I don't beg for it. I will never do that. I work for it. You know, I work for everything that I have, but I deserve it. I will say that. So, all right, moving forward now. Air signs, I hope that made sense. Sorry about my little rant, but I want to move forward, and thank you, new moon. But I want to move forward and focus on water signs now, okay? All right, water, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. Water. Water, I think you are trying to maintain positive mindset, because I think you know that good things are coming in for you. I think you know big things are coming in for you. I think you're just wondering when. When. Like, you're trying to maintain a good mood, or a good, stable, emotionally stable um, place within yourself, because you know that good things are coming in. And you know this because you either heard it through a reading like this, or you just are aware of something that's going to be coming into you, that you really have no choice but to sit and wait for it to happen. Some of you, it could be a financial payout that you've been waiting on, like a settlement. Could be, some settlements take a couple years to go through, right? So I think some of you water signs, it could be a settlement that you're waiting on, that you're biting at the bit for, that you know is coming. You're just tired of waiting because you could really use it right now. Others of you, it may not be something like a settlement, but something that you know that is coming to you. You've been sitting in the background patiently waiting for it, and it's coming. Your guides are like, you've been patient, we know, and you will have to be patient just a little bit longer. Things are lining up for you. Like, I feel like if you were to get what was promised or gifted to you right now, it wouldn't be in the capacity that you deserve it to be. So let's say you're waiting on a settlement and you're like, okay, I just want to settle now. Give it to me. You could be losing, depending on your case and your scenario, but you could be losing between hundreds, thousands, or even millions of dollars, depending on who you are. You could lose that amount. But if by waiting patiently and taking a deep breath and allowing things to unfold naturally, you're going to gain more in the end. And I think at this point with you, you don't care about more. You care about sustainability. You care about being able to thrive off of whatever this is. But don't cut yourself short. Your guides are saying, don't cut off your nose to spite your face. They understand the urgency. They understand the anxiety behind this. They understand your desires and what you want to accomplish or get done, and finally get back into the lane where you can just run smoothly. Like, they're showing me like an interstate, and like weaving in and out of traffic, and it's like as soon as you move over into the left lane, somebody from the right lane is moving over in front of you, or something. Like, you just keep getting these roadblocks put in front of you, and you're just looking forward to the straight line where you can just move smoothly at your own pace, whether you're moving really fast and taking off, or you're just taking baby steps. You don't care. You just want the road clear so you can see ahead and move freely. And your guides are saying that this is coming. They promised this to you, and you are going to get that. But they're lining it up in a way so that there's no traffic on the interstate at all, and you have the entire road to yourself. Not even anybody on the left, nobody on the right, with the potential to even cut you off. They're making sure that all potential of roadblocks is removed first, because then you're going to get the biggest cash out, the biggest benefit, the biggest payout. However it is, you're going to be rewarded or gifted whatever it was you were promised. They're making sure that the path is completely clear, and they're saying so other grubby little hands can't, other people's grubby hands can't be in the mix. They're making sure that nobody else is able to put their hands into your reward. That's what they're making sure of. They're making sure of nobody can touch what you have coming to you. This is why the wait seems so long, because I feel like whatever's coming to you is for you and for you alone to enjoy. But you have people in your peripheral that also know that you have something coming to you. And it's almost like they're sitting on the sidelines waiting for you to get what you got coming to you so they can try to like ride your coattail. And your guides are trying to make sure that those people are completely out of the way when you receive what you're going to receive, because they want you and you alone to enjoy it to the fullest. Spencer, that's hilarious. I've never seen that before. Are you my dad's belt because you hit different? That's hilarious. Yeah, I'd rather be the whole belt instead of a notch, right? It's like, yeah, you know what? That was a great analogy, Spencer. I'm going to use it. You're wearing the whole belt, and these bitches want to be a notch in your belt, and they can't. It's your belt. And now you could take this belt and start tearing asses up if you want to. It's your belt now. Yeah. Thanks for the analogy, Spencer. That was great. You hit different. Oh, shit. That was great. I like that a lot. I'm going to use it. I hope you don't mind. I'm totally going to use that. Are you my dad's belt? Because you hit different. Oh my God. If hitting different means being your dad's belt, then consider me that. Real leather. Thank you. High quality. All right. Your dad got a nice belt, don't he? It's a pretty shiny buckle, ain't it? No, just kidding. Anyway, I'm gonna that took me out. That was good. All right. So now I'm gonna move on to, what is it? Fire signs. Ooh, I got this real uncomfortable feeling in my left ear as soon as I start tuning into fire. Fire. Fire, fire. What am I picking up for you, fire? I gotta do this more often up here. I do. I gotta do it more often. My plate is full, so I try to just go when it's like when I feel that spur of the moment, I'll come up here and go live. But I should do it more consistently. Thank you. I appreciate that. Fire signs, yes. Okay, don't tell me anything. I love to go in blind. If the more I'm unaware of the energy, the better the message is, okay? So don't say anything. I love going. I'm a medium, and sometimes people want to tell me all about their family that they want me to tune into to deliver messages for, like, people who passed away. And I'm like, don't do that. The more you give me, the less I give you, right? That's how this works. Let me go in blind. All right, I'm gonna go in blind. But fire signs, let's see what's going on for you. You know, the last fire sign reading, I think it was, I heard the rolling in the deep from Adele, and I'm hearing it again. I'm hearing it again. It's almost like you can't get over somebody playing you or trying to play you. Because one of the lyrics in the song that I mentioned in another reading was, you had my heart and you played it to the beat. Fire, I heard revenge is my forte. Some of you fire signs really want revenge on somebody, but it's not a good idea, okay? It's really not a good idea. Revenge is, although justified, okay? Let me justify you from your guides first. They want to justify your anger. They want to justify your thought process. They want to justify you. They know that you were done completely dirty. But they said by you getting revenge on these people, you're, one, stooping down to their level, and you're not allowing the divine to come in and handle this problem for you. If you take this into your own hands and get revenge, then you're also responsible for the repercussions of it. Some of you might feel... I don't know if you've ever seen Waiting to Exhale, right? But they even have memes of when the woman lit her husband's car on fire and she was walking away with a cigarette, like, yeah, I did that shit. and she felt liberated from it. However, there's repercussions because now legally she has to answer for the car that she damn near blew up, right? So the divine is saying you are absolutely justified in feeling the betrayal that you felt, the stab, being stabbed in the back, being played to the left by whoever it is that you gave your heart to. Your guides are justifying all of this for you. But if you take action into your own hands, if you take your revenge into your own hands, then you're also accountable for whatever damage is done. However, if you allow the divine to step in and take control of this without a preconceived notion on what they should do and how they should handle this, if you just allow the divine to take care of this themselves, they promise you, they are guaranteeing that the outcome will be well worth the wait. And there's a wait. There is a wait. This is not going to be in your timing, and it's going to test your resolve. They know this. This is absolutely going to test your patience. This is going to test how you look at the divine. This is going to test where you sit with your guides and your angels. You're going to question if they even had your back at all. But they're promising you. They're promising you. They see what you cannot. So they know the exact moment to hit. They know the exact moment to strike your enemy. And so they're saying, sit patient, sit still, because they got you. But if you take it into your own hands, they have no way to come in and avenge you, because you would have already done it and made a mess in your own life, and nothing that they can do to help you out of it, because the scales will be balanced, except you took it into your own hands. Now, if you allow the divine to come in and do some real dirty shit to your enemies, if you allow the divine to come in and handle your light work for you, you are free and clear. Your hands are clean. There will be no legal repercussions. There will be no financial repercussions. There won't be any emotional repercussions. You have to allow yourself to breathe through this shit that you're finding it very difficult to ground and breathe through. Because the anxiety, the intensity of the betrayal is so deep, you're struggling with this. But they promise you, if you step out of the way and allow them to come in and take care of this for you, it's that easy, baby. I promise, breathe through it. The difficult part is the length of time that you'll have to wait for these people to receive their karma. And I think fire signs, your concern, your worry is that when their karma hits, you're going to question, is this my, what's the word I'm looking for? You're going to wonder if this is the karma that they're receiving because of what they did to you. And so there's going to be this mental confusion. And so this is a message to you prior. Anything, and they want to make sure you understand this, anything from this day moving forward, anything, even if it's not one isolated event, you may see a series of events of karma playing out with your enemies. Don't gloat, don't brag, keep it to yourself, because it will have its biggest impact. This is going to be the karma that they receive if you step out of the way and allow your guides to take over. The karma that they receive is going to be like a self-satisfaction, like a self-satisfactory thing. This isn't something that they want you to gloat with other people. Like, see, I told you. They don't want you to do that at all. At all. They want you to just step out of the way and allow these people to receive their karma, and everything that you see these people going through, right down to a hang nail. Trust and believe it's part of their karma, and it's going to be a karmic loop. A loop. a loop. Whereas your revenge would have been one isolated thing that you would have done, whether it's whoop their ass, take them to court, whatever it is. It would have been one isolated event, and it would have been wrapped up, and then you would have been paying for the repercussions for whatever you did just to get your lick back. But the divine is saying if you let them take the wheel, you're going to see a constant and consistent loop of their karma coming in. And it's going to start with their finances. That's where it's going to start. So the moment you see these people not being able to live the way that they were living before, buy the things that they were able to buy before, their lifestyle changing in small small ways along the way, understand that that's karma with its slow drip. These people's lives are going to be miserable for a while. And this is your justice. This is your justice. So breathe through this. And how do you deal with it? Cry, kick, scream, yell to the rooftops. I don't care. Write it down. But don't seek revenge. However you need to handle this, handle it. If that means, oh God, this is stupid. Ugh. I had to slide a puzzle piece over. Thank you so much. Oh, this is a filter. Oh, of a person. Oh, thank you. Yeah, and I have a filter on. This isn't, yeah. I've been through a lot of stress. I like to smooth out the wrinkles. I'm 50 years old, by the way. I'm 50, and I feel it. I can feel it through all of you, and my heart goes out to all of you. I've been through my own immense betrayal that I'm waiting for karma to play out as well. And so, thank you, Stacy. And thank you, everybody, for joining. I would love for you to go over to my Facebook page and my YouTube page, and support me over there. Happy Monday to you too, Stacy, and you're most welcome. And my YouTube is Kim's Butterfly Effect, LLC. So go to one of my videos over there, watch one of them while you're waiting for this to upload. I do all my videos like this, and I did my latest one, I think was like maybe 3 weeks ago. So the energy is still pretty active there. If you want to go and drop a comment underneath the video, let me know that you were here and that you came over there. I would love to interact with you guys. And yeah, I think this is going to be a nice new start to the new year for myself as well, and allowing new people to come into my life and cycling out the old toxic. As we all work through this, it's intense, and we're all going through spiritual warfare, and may the strong survive. Okay, I love y'all. Thank you.